Ah, so you've come. Good. You're just in time for the show. And what a show it is. A divine farce, you might call it. The tale of a god who planned his own spectacular downfall. Come closer.
Yes, that's me. Think of it as my personal motto. I work the good while willing the evil. I'll be your guide through this Twilight. And believe me, it is my absolute pleasure to show you how even the grandest designs of the gods can unravel in the most wonderfully destructive ways.
So, let's meet our main character, shall we? This is Wotan, or, well, what's left of him. He was once a master of wisdom, a divine traveler, the master of runes. Now he's just the wanderer, a shadow. You see, the new order came along and decided his magic was malevolent sorcery. How quaint. So he wanders, a forgotten god, which, as it turns out, sets the perfect stage for the drama I'm about to unfold.
But don't you dare feel sorry for him. Oh no, this fall from grace, it was all his own idea. He chose to become this destructive catalyst. He claims there's a higher purpose to his own ruin, that his collapse will somehow spark a new evolution for the world. The idea that destruction can create, well, it's a delicious irony, isn't it?
So why would a god want to die? Good question. To get it, you have to understand the world he built. Imagine a cosmos, a whole universe just stuck. It's bound by laws that are so inflexible, so perfect, that nothing can change. It's suffocating under the weight of its own boring, predictable order.
And I mean, for eons, the world just languished. You know those divine rules that were supposed to guide everyone? They became prison bars. Everything was frozen. No progress, no spiritual growth, nothing. Just the slow, quiet rot of a world trapped in a perfect, beautiful cage.
And what were these prison bars made of? His rigid laws. The very runes he himself carved into his spear. The ultimate symbols of his power became humanity's shackles. They trapped everyone in this awful cycle of doing nothing, of just decaying.
So that brings up a fascinating problem, doesn't it? How does an entire cosmos break free from its own divine chains? I mean, how do you escape a prison when the warden is the one who created it? Well, the answer? It's as elegant as it is wonderfully violent. And this is where our story gets really interesting. A god willing his own end. It's a divine gambit, you see. Because when the system itself is the problem, there's really only one way to fix it. The one in charge has to go. Permanently.
So, what was Wotan's grand solution? Divine suicide. Simple as that. A Twilight of the Gods. A grand, tragic performance starring and directed by the god himself. He set the stage for his own destruction. It's a magnificent paradox, don't you think?
And you know, Wotan finally figured something out. Something even I can admire. He realized that real creation, real freedom, well, it requires destruction first. You want to break the chains? You've got to break the chain maker. For anything new and free to grow, the god himself had to die. And make no mistake, this wasn't some act of weakness. Oh no, this was pure strategy. Step 1, recognize the mess you've made. Step 2, introduce a little friction, a little chaos, the very thing needed to burn it all down. Which led him to step 3, will his own end. And finally, step 4, let go of all power. But a god can't just disappear. You can't get rid of an old power without a new power to take its place. Wotan needed a tool, an instrument of defiance. And that brings us to the hero of our story, an agent of a new, uncorrupted humanity.
So, from this divine shadow steps Siegfried, and he was something else entirely. A spirit totally free from all those rigid old laws. A man who forged his own path, with the sheer nerve to stand up to the gods themselves.
And Wotan, dressed up as the old wanderer, he went looking for this boy. He wasn't running from his doom, he was actively searching for it. He needed to find a soul brave enough, or perhaps foolish enough, to break the bonds that he, a god, was now too weak to break himself.
So the stage is set, the ultimate showdown. The fading god, all shadow and memory, facing the new hero, burning with pure untamed life. You have the old order versus the new, inflexible law versus total freedom. It's the perfect conflict.
And then it happens. That glorious, inevitable moment. The hero's sword,
A weapon forged of nothing but sheer will, clashes with the god's spear, the very symbol of all that old crumbling power. And for a moment, everything just stops.
And with one single, beautiful swing, the spear shatters. The symbol of order is broken, and with it, the old world. And you know what rushes in to fill the void? Chaos, my personal favorite, finally unleashed.
Now, don't get the wrong idea. This wasn't just mindless destruction. Think of it as necessary friction, the chaos that comes from breaking things. It isn't the end. It's the engine. It's what pushes the story forward, away from decay and towards, well, towards something new.
And the consequences? Oh, they were huge. First, no more rigid laws. They're gone. Second, humanity finally gets to decide its own fate. And third, a new way to find enlightenment opens up. A path that isn't handed down from a god, but one that's earned through struggle. My kind of path.
I have to admit, it was a masterpiece. To use destruction, this so-called necessary evil, as your main tool for creation, well, even a demon like myself has to admire the artistry. A brilliant way to make sure the world never gets trapped in a perfect little cage ever again.
So, there you have it. The god is gone. The hero rises, and the cycle begins again. All thanks to that lovely, essential friction that I just happened to provide. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Now that this divine law has been shattered, what rigid old rules in your world are just waiting to be broken?